How can you control diabetes? So when we talk about carbohydrates, we all know that cereals as a fruit give us more benefits than having as juices. You cannot replace any meal with fruits. Protein is a very important part of our diet. The benefits of protein. Namaste. I am Hema Arvind. I work as Chief Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics at Ramaiah Memorial Hospital. Today I am just going to give a little insight into diabetes and the diet. The moment we hear that somebody known to us or somebody close to us has diabetes, we have a lot of questions coming into our mind. The most important thing all of us want to know is about diet. Because diabetes means everybody thinks all good things in life in terms of food we have to avoid. So I am going to tell you that that is not the case. You can be happy, you can lead a healthy life if you understand what is diabetes and what diet works best for diabetes and how well can you control. So the question is, how can you control diabetes to avoid complications? So for that, we always say a pictorial representation stays in your mind for longer and helps you to plan your diet, right? So for that reason, I have, set or kept a diabetic diet, a plate which we use in our hospital for our diabetics. So this is what it is. This is my diabetic plate. So in this you can see there's brown rice. So we normally say avoid white rice on a regular basis. So brown rice, then we have chapati, then we have rasam. Today the menu was majge huli, so we have a gravy, then we have vegetable. Along with that is some sprouts. Today the salad was sprouts, so we have horse gram sprouts and curd. So this completes a diabetic meal. So do you all agree with me that it's a good enough meal? What a healthy person, a normal person also would be eating. So do not think that I have missed on something. It's the regular diet that you take. But one thing we should all remember is, more important, if it's not what you eat and how much, but when. Most of us, especially when I do my rounds or I meet patients, what is my observation is most of us are not disciplined in terms of our timing. So especially women who are at home. So they eat breakfast, or some of them miss breakfast, and then they eat a lunch very late. Or so if you're eating lunch late, you eat dinner late. That is not what it should be. So you should be good with your time. We talk about 3 main meals: breakfast, lunch and dinner, and in between we say mid-morning and mid-evening. So always breakfast is the first meal of the day. What do you mean by breakfast? Breaking the fast. That means after dinner, the first meal which you have is breakfast, and that should never be missed. You should never skip breakfast, or you should not eat breakfast late. So we always advise our patients, or everyone, not necessarily patients, that you should eat breakfast by 9. Then 11 is your mid-morning, then between 1 to 2 is your lunch, 5 is mid-evening, and 8 to 8:30 should be dinner. So we all know early to bed, early to rise is what makes a person healthy, wealthy and wise. So we should stick to it. This should not be that, okay, I work night shifts or I come home late. As far as possible, we should maintain this. So after we see this, what we normally as nutritionists do is, when we are planning diet, the diet is planned based on the patient's height, weight, his sex, his activity, what are his requirements. So we have something called recommended dietary allowances, which is given by NIN and ICMR. So each of us in different age groups have to take that much of calories, protein and all the micronutrients. So we specify the macro. The word macro means what we need in more quantities. So in that we say that from cereals or carbohydrates should be 50 to 55%, 15 to 20% proteins, and then another remaining 15% from fats. So this is how we balance our diet. So when we talk about carbohydrates, we all know that cereals, dhanya or cereals, anaj as we call in different languages, should be taken in a little more amount. So I have just shown some millets here. So this is ragi. which is commonly used in South India. Then we have the barnyard millet, then we have jawar, which is commonly used in the west part, and then we have udal. So these are the different millets, and all of us are, everybody is now into millets. But always remember, moderation is the key. Do not overdo anything. So you can keep changing. You can have white rice, you can have broken wheat, you can have basmati rice for a change. If you're from the north part of India, you can have brown rice, you can have millets. Now these are the seeds. Lot of you would have read or googled that seeds are very good for health because they have antioxidants, they have vitamins, minerals and fiber. So these are some of the seeds, but again, do not overdo. So we have till, we have flax seeds, and we have some melon seeds. Whatever you do in moderation, and you keep changing. Do not stick to the same routine in terms of what you eat. So I hope you all have understood what we mean by a diabetic diet. One more thing which I tell everybody is, when you are planning a diet or when you are a diabetic, keep in mind DEED. DEED is something very easy to remember because most of us at some time of our life would have had when you're registering a house, so sale deed, this, etc., different deeds. Why deed means the first D is diet, next to that the E is exercise, then education, and last is drugs. These four form the pillars for the treatment of diabetes. So this is giving you an insight into diabetes and diet. In the next episodes, I'll talk about the different snacks which a diabetic can have, the fruits which diabetic can have, and if they're children, if they have to carry packed lunch, what all they can do. Thank you.